You are William Mock.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mock, you're charged with reckless driving. You are facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On December 19th, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, at the 7400 block of Katy Freeway, the officer observed the defendant driving eastbound on or about Katy Freeway at over 100 miles per hour in a 60-mile-per-hour zone. The defendant was swerving into the right lane and the left-hand shoulder on the freeway and following another vehicle too closely. A traffic stop was initiated and the defendant immediately pulled over and stopped abruptly on the left side shoulder of the freeway, where the officer then observed the defendant almost strike the retaining wall.
So the fact that he's going over 100 and weaving in and out of lanes, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, sir.
You say he almost hit a car as well?
He was following a little bit too closely. He almost hit the retaining wall.
Okay. Mr. Mock, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now not to drive in this manner at all. Otherwise, I will take your privilege to drive away from you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Can you run his license?
It's all Your Honor.
Okay. You're also not allowed to drive unless you have valid liability insurance in your name. If you do not have car insurance, no driving. It is a part of your bond condition as well.
Absolutely.
If I find that you become a danger to my community, I'm going to revoke your bond. I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So how is this case? I guess, was it a 2B?
It was to be warned. He was had diabetes with jail, and they wouldn't accept him to the jail because he had elevated blood sugar. So they carried him to the hospital and they issued a 2B warrant thereafter.
Got it. Okay. So we appointed you because he was
He was in Montgomery County.
Okay. So I have given you a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Carl, and he will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If Carl tells me he can't get hold of you because you're playing games, not answering phone calls, text messages. Right. All right. I trust that it'll go well. Right. So for now, I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. Then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box, get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And after that, you'll be free to go. All right.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you.
So if you can follow those conditions.
Yes, sir. No driving license, invalid insurance.
No driving with Texas driver license, liability insurance, no reckless driving,
Take over his
racing, all that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
Good morning, Mr. Andrews.
Morning.
So you're charged with theft. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 18th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a theft, and upon arrival, the officer spoke to the complainant, a loss prevention employee, and the complainant observed two males suspiciously walk around the business and began to follow them. The officer observed the males loading power tools in a basket, and the males walked to a guarded section and passed all points of sale, attempting to leave without paying. One male fled on foot. The other was escorted to loss prevention and identified as the defendant. The total value stolen was $686, and the officer watched surveillance to confirm the complainant's account.
Where from?
It was a the DIMS only gives an address, but I can see if I can find out where that is.
Please. Mr. Andrews, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, bud?
21.
You have now picked up a theft case. This is probably one of. Am I boring you?
No, sir.
Theft case is probably one of the worst that you can pick up. Once you are branded a thief, it becomes very, very difficult to get a job. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
What do you do with yourself these days?
Looking for a job.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're smoking weed, it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will have you fill out an application. It's also part of your bond condition that you must either get a job or into school. Did you graduate from high school?
No, sir.
We're going to work on that now.
And Your Honor, the location was a Home Depot.
Okay. You are not to go to any Home Depots whatsoever. If I find that you pick up a new case, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Did they catch the co-defendant in this case?
Does not appear so, Your Honor.
Now, Deputy Miranda is going to give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I need you to fill it out for me. After that, I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. Mr. Andrews, you need to get back into school and graduate from high school. If you don't, at the very minimum, do that, you will make pennies on the dollar for the rest of your life. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to work on that. All right, come on.
I'm going to point on Mr. Andrews.
Okay.
One of your bond conditions is that he obtained a high school diploma.
So what I'd like to do is, he's not working. He's not in school, never graduated. So show me what you got.
He provided me with this morning, showing that he does have a GED.
Oh, okay, great. So now, because he told me he never graduated from high school, but I guess he didn't delineate that, hey, but I have my GED. So job, not doing anything, just, so what I'd like him to do is get a job. Come up, Mr. Andrews. What do you want to do for the next 30 years of your life?
Honestly,
No, lie to me.
I'm not lying. Honestly,
No, lie to me. When someone says, you know, to be honest, the first thing that I'm thinking, okay, just give it to me. What do you want to do for the next 30 years?
HVAC, so.
That's great. You can make a lot of money. But right now, you're not doing anything to forward your career. You're doing nothing. People, when they have too much time on their hands, they become self-destructive. You know what I mean? You need to start working now, getting a trade so that you can start doing something, because life is really great when you have money and it really sucks when you don't. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
It's time to start working on it. So there are many trade schools for HVACs to start working to become an apprentice so that you can get a license. Start doing it. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I want you to start working towards something so you're not just sitting around smoking weed all day and just playing Xbox. It's not going to happen. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Start working towards it. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right. You were Henry Sutton.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sutton, you're charged with driving while your license is suspended. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 19th, 2025, the officer conducted a traffic stop in 10500 block of West Fairmount Parkway in Harris County, Texas, on a black gray Buick displaying an expired registration as of May 2024 and an unconfirmed insurance status. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and sole occupant of the vehicle, and the defendant informed that his Texas ID was expired and that his license was suspended. The officer was told that the defendant did not have financial responsibility or insurance, and upon checking the defendant's information in NCIC, the officer observed the defendant to have multiple SR suspensions for no liability insurance. The defendant was identified with his ID.
Okay, Mr. Sutton, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Have you run his license now?
It's not eligible.
You are not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today. This is a promise that you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care that you have to go to work. I don't care that you need groceries. I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 kittens. It doesn't matter. If you don't have a license and liability insurance, do not drive. Do you understand? There's a reason why. Imagine if you get into a car wreck, you create $50,000 worth of damage, or someone dies as a result. Who do you think they're going to come after? Right. They'll get a judgment. They'll come after you for everything. That's why you have car insurance, to protect you. They're called accidents for a reason, not on purposeness. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance, and I will happily take this off. But until that point, if I find that you do, it's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Sutton?
Yes, sir.
Would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer? Or did you want to go hire a lawyer? Those are the two options you have.
Yes, sir.
What would you like to do?
I want to hire a lawyer.
Hmm?
I would like to hire a lawyer, sir.
You want to hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir. Yeah, may I speak?
No. The problem is that I've got a bunch of, DAs here. Whatever you say, they're going to use it against you.
Okay.
Just the law's clear. It's either you got to have certain requirements to drive. If not, then there's just no driving. You're signing an affidavit. This is a promise that you're making to me that you're not going to drive. I take this extremely serious. You cannot justify driving for any reason. Do you understand? Okay. If you have any problems and you're unable to hire a lawyer, just come back and we can talk about giving you an appointed lawyer. Okay? Okay.